Good morning, everyone. This is PLS Check Cashing Loan Store across the street, and this is like my third time remaking this video because I keep taking my eyes off the camera and looking around, and I have no idea what direction the camera's looking at. But this PLS Check Cashing is at 2100 Singleton Boulevard. It's in Dallas, Texas, 75212. I'm gonna pivot to the intersection here. As you guys can see, that's Hampton Road, Northampton, and Singleton. As you can see right there, it's 2100 Singleton. Across the street, there's it looks like a 7-Eleven, and of course there's a KFC. There's a Minyards behind that, and I'm just gonna pivot. It's right across from an O'Reilly auto parts store. And you can see the skyline of Dallas in the background over there, the skyline. It's really cloudy. Looks like it's about to rain, so I've got to hurry this thing up. But I wanted to make this video because this place discriminates against black people. As you guys can see, they have an accepting applications sign on their window, but they only hire Hispanics. Now, this community, I would say, is both black and Hispanic, but I would give African Americans the edge. But in this PLS Check Cashing at 2100 Singleton Boulevard, it's only Hispanics that work in there, and I have had two friends. Sorry about the noise. I've had, God, that truck is so loud. I have had two friends that have applied at this location. They were both black. They didn't have a criminal record. They were very clean. They were college educated. The HR director, whose name is Maria, she's also Hispanic, refused to even interview them. And you know, this frustrates me because I see this a lot in Dallas. I see quite a few businesses that have only Hispanics. They will not hire blacks. And if they every now and then when they hire black, they'll have one working in a place with about 200 Hispanics. Now, you know, I'm going to tell you, normally when it's a Hispanic HR clerk or Hispanic managers, especially if they're women, they only want to work with their own people. I have a cousin here who came here. She moved here from another state to Dallas, and she got a job in a temp agency, and she doesn't, you know, she's kind of biracial. A lot of people that talk to her on the phone don't know she's black. And she no longer works at the agency, but she did tell me that a lot of the employers, especially the Hispanic women, call up, and when they ask for workers, they ask for Hispanics. And you know, the thing about these Mexicans is that they don't, you know, White people discriminate too. They do that a lot here, but they're slicker with it. The Mexicans will just straight up staff nothing but Hispanics. They won't have any other race, any other, you know, they just will only work with their people. And this puts black people at a disadvantage. I've noticed, and this goes back to black economics. I keep taking my eyes off the camera, guys. I'm sorry if the camera's pitching all over the place. I do apologize. But this goes back to black economics because I've noticed that all other groups, whether it's white, Hispanic, Asian, East Indian, they all handshake with one another. And when I say handshake with one another, they prefer working with their own kind. I mean, big time. And this hurts blacks especially because we are so seldom represented in the hiring class or in the executive class. So we can't bring each other on and try to help each other out. And so I hear a lot of white people say, well, you know, it should be the best candidate, but it's not the best candidate. These groups are handshaking with each other. They're doing business with primarily each other. That's why, you know, it's so easy for a white guy. I was reading last night on the internet, this young white guy, 26, started a hedge fund company. They're starting them left and right in New York, and they're you know, now he's managing, about 3 years later, he's managing almost $200 million. Now, if he was a black man at 26, how many wealthy white people would have given him that kind of money to manage? Probably none. So, you know, I mean, every group trusts their own, and, you know, for right or wrong, but black people are at a significant disadvantage. So what I did was I called this store and I spoke to Maria, and I said, Maria, why don't you hire black people? Why don't you at least interview us? She said, well, they all have criminal records, and I knew she was lying because the two people that applied, one now works at Wells Fargo and another one is interviewing for other jobs. They don't have a criminal record. So I said, Maria, two of my friends came in there, put in an application, much more highly qualified and skilled than those 18, 19, 20-year-old Hispanics you have in there, and you refuse to even interview them. Well, tell them to come up here. I'll talk to them. It's too late now. The one doesn't, you know, they're trying to work somewhere else, and one already has a job. But I'm so sick of the discrimination. You know, like I said, my cousin worked at a temp agency. She saw it all the time. But it's so prevalent here in Dallas. It's so prevalent in all these businesses, you know, and black people, the black people in Texas, they've been beat down so much, you know, in Dallas, let me say Dallas, that they either fall into two groups. They either give up and their spirits get broken, or they leave. And I was talking to my, you know, I was talking last night to my cousin, and she said, she made this statement. She said she's thinking about leaving Dallas because she doesn't want her spirit to get broken. I mean, the racism here is just that prevalent. And you know, the thing she's seen, she says she's feeling her spirit's getting broken. But I don't know what to do about this. The fact that these companies can discriminate in broad daylight. I mean, this overt racial discrimination, and it's across the board. You have a lot of companies here that have white executives, white managers. They will intentionally hire a Hispanic HR person who will then in turn hire all Mexican, Hispanic managers. And the whole company is Hispanic except the managers who are running it. And so I just wanted to call out this place, PLS Check Cashing at 2100 Singleton Boulevard, has never had a black person working in there, ever. And I would say a good 60% of their customers are black. It's at the intersection of Hampton and Singleton. And let me leave with this. For those people that get on this board, get on this video and say, well, Dallas is ran by blacks, you're ran by blacks, lie. Because blacks may hold some political positions, but the people that control the corporations, that control the flow of money are white. They are white. Even these Mexicans are having to answer to whites. And the white people know what's going on. They know that they're discriminating against black people.